Okay, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the things I'm noticing with the painted track. This was originally my Roval, but I removed the section there where you could alter it to go straight or over the road course. Now it's just a road course. I was having problems with some of the flippers, but for the most part I'm quite happy with it. The layout is sort of one that I've used before. It's essentially a fast section and then a slow section. So you come out from the underpass and come down here around the corner in the pits. You've got a really long back stretch. It goes up into a slightly banked curve. You come back around the outside right about where that white car is setting. Then you cut back across the overpass. You come in, you're still carrying a lot of speed. 190-degree radius 1 right-hander right there. And you're back down the straight. You come back around. Now it gets tricky. You've got to slow down quickly. The guy with the yellow flag lets you know. You come in here, you weave around. Then you're down the hill, twisting, turning. Your car gets all kind of sideways. You're back up the hill, around the hairpin, and again down the hill, twisting, turning. And then you go underneath the underpass, which is a blind curve. You can't see your car for a second, and you're back up for another lap. So I'm going to show you some of the things that surprised me with the lap times. And one of the cars that I have has lost a wheel. And I can't really understand how that happened. But this is a custom built car, and it's 132. It has the street rod tires on with Paul Gage tires. What is happening is the grip is so extreme that it broke the hub. And that's with the Paul Gage tires, because I use Paul Gage tires on most of my cars because the Carrera tires give me problems. Let me show you the problem with the Carrera tires. So you go over to the case, you're going to race a friendly race, and you think, I'll get two identical cars out, and we should be able to have a pretty good race with even cars. This car is a rocket. It's got the Carrera tires on the back. It sticks on this painted surface like crazy. This car, about the same age, sitting in the same case, is undrivable. I don't know if you can see that. There's a flat spot on the tires. You see that? This car, these tires have hardened, and because it fell off the, I put these little pads to try to keep the tires off the ground. It fell back and they melted. This car is completely unusable. That's one of the reasons why we tried to go to Paul Gage tires for the most part, because of situations like this. And that's one of the reasons why I also try to benchmark the cars by putting them on the track in the evening. Get a good baseline for it. But those are two identical cars. They should run identical times. The one's not usable. The other one is an absolute rocket. So we're going to show you the results of some testing. These are two of the 124 scale TT40s. The one on the right has the stock tires, but it's a pretty new car, so they're fairly fresh. The one on the left has Paul Gage tires, and it also is an extremely fast car. So it's a good car. We're going to test Cheetah versus Cheetah. One on the left has Paul Gage tires. The one on the right has the hardest plastic tires I've ever seen. They're like marbles. This 917 is quite old as well, probably older than the yellow Cheetah there. It has the stock tires on it. It's just been a shelf queen. Now, these tires seem to be aging a little bit better than the ones on the Cheetah, but they're still stock tires, very old. On the plastic, unpainted track, the Paul Gage tires made a big difference. And back there is a 917 with Paul Gage tires on it. So I'm going to show you some of the lap times that I got. I'm just going to run 10 laps at a time and see how it pans out.
One of the things I noticed with the Paul Gage tires on this car, it doesn't really seem planted. It kind of seems like it hops once in a while. It bounces as it spins out. And I just think the tires have so much grip on the paint that they just seem to want to bounce up and out instead of, like a smooth slide. But it seems very fast to me.
2, 1, go.
This car gave me a little bit more problems. It spun out more, but it didn't hop around. It just seemed smoother overall. I tended to spin out by giving it power too early coming out of the corner. But I got some really good lap times with it.
These tires are extremely hard. Very, very old. Let's see how they do.
I hope you could hear that. That hard plastic sounds terrible going around the track, but amazingly, the car did extremely well. I simply cannot understand why. This is my really fast GT40 with the gauge tires on it. You can hear the magnets slamming into the track connectors when it goes over the hill. And I thought it was doing really well. I tried to get some video of it going around a corner and then slow it down, see if I could catch the hopping happening. But I didn't really notice anything in this video when I slowed it down. Okay, so let's look at the results under the databases with the 124 scale cars. It'll keep track of them, and I can sort them by best lap time. Winner, of course, best lap time for all the 124 cars that I have is the Shelf Queen 917 with aging Carrera tires on it. Never been sanded, I don't know. The two GT40s, the newer one with Carrera tires and then my older one with the Paul Gage tires, very, very close. That GT40, the old one, is very, very fast. So let's scroll down a little bit, and this is where something just doesn't add up. That Cheetah with extremely hardened plastic tires, the Carrera tires on it, beat a Porsche 917 with Paul Gage tires. And it also handily beat out my other two Cheetahs that have the Paul Gage tires. I can't really understand what my next step is going to be. We were using Paul Gage tires to get, to keep the cars running on the plastic track, because as the Carrera tires aged and hardened, they just became completely unusable. Not sure really how to deal with this, but let's take a look at the 132 database here. As you can see, the fastest car is the Mercury Cyclone on the Pioneer chassis with Pioneer tires. Now, there is a caveat on that. I put extra time into that because I wanted that car. I ran a lot more laps with that one, so it's fast, but it's not like it's outrageous. But down here is another Pioneer car with Pioneer tires on it, and that Opel Carrera car has Carrera tires on it as well. Down here we have the Pioneer Camaro stock tires. These cars shouldn't be that fast compared to the Carrera double magnet cars. These are only single magnet cars. And here is a Scalextric car. Typically on the plastic track, this car would have been like in the bottom 1% of cars. So if anyone can explain this in a comment, I'd appreciate it. And in the meantime, I'll leave you with this little montage.